Right, let's start. So this is the third lecture, and now we start Unit 2, title for this unit, Punishment, page 16, right? Let's go ahead. So this is the page for this unit, Unit 2, Punishment. Now we start this section. Pre-reading number 1. Complete the sentences with the keywords in bold from the text. Now before you read the exercise, or you read the questions and then go to the text. Inside the text you will find words which are written in bold. In bold, that means in big writing. Let's have a look first. Let's go to the text first on the next page. Here, for example, here, punishment, it's written in bold, right? It's not the same as the other words. And here also, shoplift, right? And here, lecture, right? Here on this page we have 3 words, right? They are written in bold. Even on the next or coming, yeah, here, no, we don't have any words that are written in bold, right? Let's go back. Right, let's go back. So we have punishment, we have shoplift, we have lecture, right? And we should have another word which is not here. Shoplift, right? Punishment. Okay, maybe on the next page, which is actually cassette. Right. It's here. Yeah, cassette. So 4 words: cassette, punishment, shoplift, and lecture. Right, let's go back. Let's start it. Now 1, before we read, complete the sentences with the keywords in bold from the text, as we have done before. Before I give you my correct answers, what you do, you try to work on your own. You should have your own sheet. You read, you work, you answer, and then switch on the video and check your answers. Now, what you do, switch off the video. Let me read now with the answers. Number 1, the teacher found out that Alan had cheated in the test. So what did the teacher do now? As what? As punishment, right? She gave him a grade F. F means 0, right? 2, whenever I did something wrong when I was a child, my father would give me a what? Would give me a lecture, right? For at least 30 minutes about it, right? 3, before CDs and MP3 players, many people would buy music on a what? On a cassette, right? Before the CDs and before the MP3 players that we use these days. A long time ago, people used to have cassettes, right, for the tape recorder. Number 4, at the shop, Julie decided to what? Decided to shoplift. To shoplift some sweets because she wanted some, right? Shoplift means to steal. But she didn't have any money, right? Right. Pre-reading exercise number 2. Discuss the questions with partner, with your friend. Number 1. When you were younger and you did something wrong, how did your parents usually punish you? Right? When you were young. A or B or C or D, your parents. They would make me do some work, or they would not allow me to do something. Or C, they would smack or hit me, right? Or D, they would just give me a lecture. One of these ways to punish me. Which one? You choose. It's up to you, or up to what happened in your family, right? Some people here, they say they would just give me no, here, see, they would smack or hit me, right? Right? If I did something wrong, they would smack or hit me, right? Or other In other families, they say they would not allow me to do something. Right? Anyway, try to discuss this with your partner too. Did the punishment make you improve, make you after that do correct things, or did you make the same mistakes again? Talk to your colleague, to your friend or partner about this. Try to say that in English. How to do that? These days now, because we are having videos, you can contact your friend using Viber, right? And try to talk to your friend through Viber, right? Talk in English. And you can record yourself while talking, right? And send it to the other colleagues or to the group to give you a review, right? Next page. Let's start the text. The title: An Unpunished Crime. Something wrong happened, someone did something wrong, but the person who did something wrong, he wasn't received a punishment. Nobody made something for him. Let's read, or her. The first time I got caught stealing was when I was about 8 years old. My mother, older brother, and I went shopping at a department store. Right, this is the beginning of the story. While my mother and brother were looking at clothes, I went alone to the music department. I noticed a Michael Jackson cassette and, without really thinking, put it in my pocket. Then I went back to my mother and brother and continued shopping. Right, here something wrong. He stole what? A cassette. He put it in his pocket. Later, while we were driving home in the car, I decided to look at my new cassette. My brother saw it and asked me where I had bought it. I was unable to answer, and my brother immediately told my mother that I had stolen the cassette. As soon as my mother found out what I had done, she turned the car around and we went back to the department store. She dragged me into the shop. Dragged means took me or pulled me. Took me or pulled me into the shop by my ear. Oh, right. She caught me not from my arm or hand, but from my ear. What else? And made me return the cassette and apologize and say sorry. It was extremely shouted at me, right? What is it? Oh, this one. It was extremely embarrassing. Embarrassing means bad situation. It didn't end there. It wasn't the end. It didn't finish. Maybe something more when we went back home, maybe. What happened? My mother told my father, and he couldn't see and he shouted at me for what seemed like forever. As a punishment, I couldn't see my friends for the rest of the summer holiday. It means here 2 whole weeks for 14 days. For 14 days, they didn't allow me to meet my friends. The experience made me very angry, but I did learn 2 things that day. 1, when you do something wrong, be very careful not to get caught. What else? And number 2, never trust your brother. Oh, so he didn't learn not to steal, but he learned not to let other people see you and not to trust your brother. A few years later, at middle school, I made a new friend, Andy, who was a bad influence on me. Andy never went to school, right, and was always getting in trouble. I thought Andy was cool and I wanted to impress him, right? When I found out that he often liked to shoplift, to steal, I felt that I had to do it too, to show that I was just as cool. Every day after school, we would go to shops and steal sweets, cassettes, cards, cigarettes, and anything else that we could lay our hands on. Andy liked to call it shopping with a five-finger discount, right? What else? One day, Andy and I were shoplifting in a supermarket when suddenly a shop assistant grabbed me, right? She saw me putting a cassette in my pocket. I had bad luck with cassettes. Yeah. As soon as Andy saw that I was caught, he quickly left the store. I don't blame him, as there was nothing he could do to help me. The police arrived and took me home in a police car. I was terrified. The police officer talked with my mother and then left. I expected my mother to be furious, just as she had been before, and was waiting for the severe punishment that was sure to come. However, to my surprise, she just broke down and cried. For a long 20 minutes, my mother just wept, right? I pleaded with her to stop crying, and I promised I would never steal again. But she wouldn't stop. I had not only let her down, right, but I had broken her heart. I felt terrible to see her so upset. She didn't go on at me or punish me at all. She didn't even give me a lecture about stealing or tell my father. So here he wasn't punished as before in here, but his mother started, right, crying. And it means maybe when he saw his mother crying, right, it had big impression on him. Right. After that day, I refused to steal again, and I never have since. Even today, when I think about stealing, I get that same sick feeling in my stomach and heart that I had the day my mother cried in front of me. Why that? Non-punishment was so much more effective than the real punishment I received when I was 8 years old. I'm not sure, but it makes me think about how I will punish and discipline my daughter when she does something bad. I learned something else from that experience as well. When I told Andy that I wouldn't shoplift again, he was fine about it, and we continued to be friends as before. I realized then that a true friend never pressures you to do something bad and accepts you for who you are. Right? Okay. Let's start the exercises now. Right. Let's start it. Right. Now, comprehension 1. Complete the table with short answers. Right. Of course, after we have finished reading the text, now we have the exercise questions. We write the answers here. about first time stealing and about last time stealing. So he stole twice, 2 times. Right, we read the question. What did he steal first time? We write it here. What did he steal the second time? We write it here. Right? Let's start. Let's start reading the questions and writing the answers. How to do it? As I said before. Now switch off the video. Right? Work on your sheet. Read the questions. Check the text and write the answers. After you finish, switch on the video and check your answers. Okay, now switch off the video because I'm gonna give you the correct answers. What did he steal? First time, a music cassette. A music cassette for Michael Jackson. And what did he steal next or last time? We write here also a cassette. A cassette, right? Just in the text, a cassette only. But first time it was mentioned, a music cassette. How was he caught? First time, his brother told his mother, right? His brother told their mother or his mother, right? And second time, how was he caught? We write here, right? A store clerk or a shop assistant or supermarket or the department assistant caught him, or a store clerk, right, caught him. What did his parents do first time here? Right. The first time, the answer here made him return, right, the cassette, comma, what else? Lectured him, gave him a lecture, and what else, comma, right? Made him stay home for 2 weeks. Made him stay home for 2 weeks. And second time, what did his parents do? Right, the answer, second time, his mother just cried. His mother just cried. What was the result? First time, right? First time, he was angry, right? And continued, right? Continued stealing, right? Or continued to steal. So what was the result for the first time? He was, right, angry and continued to steal. Okay. Second time, he never stole again. He never stole again. Comprehension 2, answer the questions. The same. You switch off the video, you read the question, choose the answers, and then switch on the video and check your answers. Number 1, what did the author learn from his first experience with stealing? Is it A, B, or C? Actually, it's C. Be more careful not to get caught. Right? 2, why did the author decide to steal when he was at middle school? Is it A, B, or C? Actually, it's B. Why? He wanted his friend to like him. So, he wanted his friend to like him. 3, why did the author decide never to steal again? Right? It's B. He realizes that it was not a good thing to do. 4, what did the author find out about Andy? It's A. Andy would still be his friend even if he didn't steal. So Andy would still be his friend even if he didn't steal. Okay, comprehension 3. Answer the questions. The same. Before I give you my correct answers, you switch off the video, you work on your own, on your sheet, and after you finish, switch on the video and check your answers, okay? Now, switch off the video. 1. In line 9, what does the author mean when he says, I was unable to answer. What does he mean by that? In line number 9. If we go back, line number 9, here, I was unable to answer. What does that mean? Right? What does that mean? You choose. Is it A, B, or C? Actually, the answer is C. He didn't want to tell the truth. I was unable to answer. It means C. He didn't want to tell the truth. Right? All right. Okay. 2. In line 14, what does it in it didn't end there refer to? Pronoun it. What does it refer to here in line 14? If we go back, line 14 here, it didn't end there. It, this one. What do they mean by it here, this pronoun? Right? Choose. A, B, or C. Actually, it's A. It means his general punishment. It means the punishment here. Punishment didn't end there. Punishment didn't end there. Okay? 3. In line 24, what does cool mean? In line 24. If you check line 24 here, cool, that I had to do it too to show that I was just as cool. Cool. What does it mean here? Right. You have A or B or C. Right? It's actually B. B, it means good. Right? Informal. So cool here, it means good. Right? In line 26, what does anything we could lay our hands on mean? What does it mean? Right? Is it A, B, or C? Actually, it's A. Right? It's A. It means they stole anything that it was possible to steal. 5. In line 31, what does the author mean when he says about Andy, I don't blame him? What does it mean, I don't blame him? Is it A, B, or C? Actually, B is the answer. It was okay for Andy to leave the store without helping the author. 6. In line 37, what does broke down mean? What does it mean, broke down? Actually, it means C. To lose control of one's emotions. Right? Broke down or break down, it means to lose control of one's emotions. It means, as in Arabic, yanhar, inhiyar. 7. In line 41, which expression means to criticize someone because they did something wrong? Which expression you find it in line 41? Which word for this explanation? We can say it is lecture. A lecture. 8. In lines 52 up to 53, what does a true friend so accepts you for who you are mean? What does it mean? Is it A, B, or C? It's C. You don't have to change yourself or do something special for a friend to like you. Right? Okay. Let's carry on. Let's continue here. Where is it? Ah, right here. Speaking. We start speaking. Speaking. Discuss the questions with a partner. Right? Number 1. Do you agree with the punishment the author received when he was 8 years old? What would your parents do in a similar situations? And what would you do if you were the parent? Right? Discuss it with your friend. Do you agree with the punishment the author received when he was 8 years, when he was young, the first time? Do you agree his parents, they punished him and made him return the cassette, right? And made him stay at home for 2 weeks? Do you agree? I think yes. What will your parents do in a similar situations? I think they will do the same. What would you do if you were the parent? Yeah, I'll do the same. 2. When the author was caught stealing at the supermarket, what did his friend Andy do? What do you think about Andy's action? Right? So first here, when the author was caught stealing at the supermarket, what did his friend Andy do? Right? His friend Andy, we know that he left him. Right? And he left the store and ran away. Right? The question, what do you think about Andy's action? Yeah, it's okay. He can't stay there. Maybe he will be caught with him. What would you have done if you were Andy? Of course, if I were Andy, I'll do the same. I'll leave the market or the mall or the supermarket and run away, because they will catch me together with him. Next exercise, vocabulary, focus number 1. The question, underline the word that doesn't belong in each group, which is the different, or which we can say the odd one out. Cancel the odd one out, which is not from the same group family. For example, we have nice, pleasant, okay, fantastic, but not terrible. Terrible, we circle it. It's different. Okay, let's read. Now, before I give you my correct answers or model answers, what you do, you switch the video, switch it off, try to work, read, and circle the different word. After you finish, you switch it on, you check your answers, okay? Now, switch off the video. Number 1, normal, typical, extreme, average. Which one is different? Actually, the different one is extreme. We circle extreme. 2, we read severe, weak, mild, and soft. Which is different here? Severe. We circle severe. 3, influence, criticize, discourage, and complain. Which one is different here? Complain actually is different. Complain. Right? 4, rules, discipline, punishment, and freedom. Which one is different? Rules. Rules here. Right? Actually, no, it's not. That's what I have found in teacher's handbook. Rules, discipline, punishment. Yeah, freedom is different. Yeah, freedom and not rules. The teacher's book has given me the model answer for number 4, rules. Actually, no, rules and discipline and punishment from the same family, but the freedom, something different. So freedom is different, right? 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 Even number 3, the teacher's book has a mistake also. Influence, criticize, and complain are the same family, but not discourage. Discourage is the different one. We circle discourage, yeah. Right? We circle it. And not complain. Not complain, right? Right? Complain, criticize, and influence are the same family. But discourage, we circle it. It's not the same family. Right? Vocabulary, focus number 2. Yeah, some mistakes in my teacher's handbook. Vocabulary, focus number 2. Right here. I have alarm in my... Right. Vocabulary, focus number 2. Complete the sentences with the correct word. Now, before I give you my correct answers, what you do, you switch off the video, you try to work on your own in your sheet. After you finish, you switch on video and you check your answers. Now, switch off the video. Number 1, let's read. I hate shopping, but my girlfriend me to shopping center anyway. Which one do we choose? A, B, C, or D? We choose B. But my girlfriend dragged me to the shopping center anyway. Took me, right? Forced me to go with her, right? Dragged, right? 2. I was so when I fell over in the bus. Everyone laughed. What do we say, number 2? We choose embarrassed. I was so embarrassed. We circle this or we write it here. So embarrassed. 3. Right, number 3. Can really, okay, we choose this, let down. Really let down his parents when he failed 3 exams in his first term at university. Right? Right? Disappointing, right? Or disappointed them. Let down his parents when he failed 3 exams. 4. Right, number 4. When someone broke the window, the teacher, right, blamed Paulo, but then she found out that someone else did it. Right? 5. I felt really bad about getting angry for no reason with my friend. So I called and, right, what did I do? A. Apologized. It means said sorry. Now everything is okay. 6. Linda got bad marks last term. So her father, right, punished her by taking away her mobile phone for 1 month. Ouch. Right? Punished her. Okay? Alright. Okay, let's carry on. Next page. We have grammar here. Sentences. Okay, what about if we stop here and carry on after 5 minutes, right? Right. Let's start. Right. So grammar. Here the title we have past progressive and past participle. Sentences with 2 past simple clauses indicate that one event happened after another, possibly as a result of the first action. Right? Right here. Right. Just a moment. Right here. Right. So, sentences with 2 past simple clauses indicate that one event happened after another, possibly a result of the first action. Example, when my mother found out, she dragged me back to the shop. Same tense, past simple, past simple. It indicates that one happened after another. In a sentence with a past simple clause and a past progressive clause, the past progressive clause indicates the activity that was already in progress. The past simple clause tells us what interrupted the activity that was in progress. Example, one day Andy and I were shoplifting in a supermarket when suddenly a shop assistant grabbed me. Right? Right? This one was already in progressive. Right? Right? Well, it was, sorry, in progress. This one interrupted the progressive here. Grabbed, interrupted the one which was in progress. Already in progress, Andy and I were shoplifting. Event that occurred during this time, suddenly a shop assistant grabbed me. So past simple and past progressive, or what we call past continuous. Exercise grammar. Answer the questions. We read the question and choose an answer. Before I read and give you my answers, what you do is switch off the video, try to work in your own, right? After you finish, you check your answers, and then you switch on the video and check your answers. Now switch off the video. Switch it off. 1. Which sentence, A or B, is more logical? Which one? A. I was sleeping when the thief entered my house. Or B. I slept when the thief entered my house. Actually, A is correct. I was sleeping in progress when the thief entered my house. This one interrupted the progressive here. A is correct. 2. In which sentence is the subject afraid of the dog? In which sentence is the subject afraid of the dog? A. He was running when he saw the dog. Right? Or B. He ran when he saw the dog. Which one he is afraid? He and he. Which one in these two sentences? You find that he, it means he was afraid. Which one? Actually, B. He ran away, or he ran when he saw the dog. Why? Because he was afraid. So B. 3. Which of the following situations is more likely? It's the same. Which one? A. The pupil smoked a cigarette at school when the teacher, right, appeared. And B. The pupil was smoking a cigarette at school when the teacher appeared. Alright, actually B. This one is more likely. The pupil was smoking cigarette at school when the teacher appeared. Alright. 4 is more likely means is correct. 4. In which sentence is Alex embarrassed? Is it A or B? Alex, right? The students were laughing when Alex came into the room. Or B. The students laughed when Alex came into the room. In which one here Alex is embarrassed? Yani very, very shy. Right? Actually B. The students laughed the time when Alex came into the room. It means he came first and then they started laughing. 5. Which sentence would be most uprising or upsetting, for the speaker? Is it A or B, to be upset? Right? Actually A. She laughed when I told her I loved her. Right? But B. She was laughing when I told her I loved her. Right? A. Upset means shy. She laughed when I told her I loved her. 6. Which sentence is more logical? Is it A or B? Actually B. He was skiing when he broke his leg. Right? He was skiing. What happened while he was skiing? He broke his leg. But he skied or skied when he broke his leg. No. B is correct. He was skiing when he broke his leg. Okay. Okay. Let's carry on this page and see what does it say here. Effective skills. Right. Here are some tips. Tips means advice to increase your reading speed. Right. To improve your reading. This advice, the first one, find a reading speed, right, that pushes you to read a little faster than usual, but still allows you to understand well. Another advice, do not mouth the words. Quietly say the words. As you read, this slows down your reading speed. Next, avoid rereading. Rereading means reading again and again. Avoid rereading phrases or sentences unless you really need to. Try to keep your eyes going forward. Right? Next, concentrate. Keep your mind on understanding the reading and nothing else. Use the steps to read this text here. Record your start time before you begin reading. Start time, write the time here. After you finish, write the time. The text, let's read it. The death of Ikamfuna. Right. Let's read about this text. This story is from the graded reader. Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe or Achebe. Chinua Achebe. It is about the life of Okonkwo, right? An African village or villager, sorry, a person who lives in an African village. We call that villager or African villager, right? A man from nearby village accidentally killed someone in Okonkwo's village as punishment. The nearby village had to send a young man, right? His name, that young man, Ikamfuna, to live in Okonkwo's village. Ikamfuna lived with Okonkwo for several years, and they loved each other like father and a son. However, finally, the village leaders decided that Ikamfuna must be killed as punishment for his village's crime. Right? In this part of the story, the man take Ikamfuna out to the forest to kill him. Ikamfuna doesn't know what is going to happen. Right? Right. The next day, the man returned to Okonkwo's house. They had a big pot of wine with them. They wore their best clothes. They looked as if they were going to a big meeting of the clan or on a visit to another village. These men had bags over their shoulders, and they carried matches, right? And they carried, machetes. Okonkwo got ready quickly. They all left the compound, and Ikamfuna carried the pot of wine on his head. Right. What else? Here we read, at first, all the men were talking and laughing, but the further they went, the quieter they became. Right. The sun got hotter, and the birds in the forest began to sing. The only noise was the birds singing and the sound of men's footsteps on the ground. Everybody was silent. Right? Ikamfuna wondered why nobody was talking, and he felt rather afraid. Right. The footpath got very narrow. They were right in the middle of the forest. The trees were getting bigger and taller. Some were covered with the climbing plants. It looked as if nobody had been in the forest for years and years. The sun shone through the leaves and the trees, and made patterns of light and shade on the ground. Right? All right. Let's go to the next page to continue the text. Ikamfuna heard a man whispering behind him. He turned around to see who it was. The man was telling the people to hurry up. We still have a long way to go, the man said, so we must hurry. Then this man and another one went to the front and started walking more quickly. Everyone then walked more quickly. Ikumfuna was in the middle of them all. The men were still carrying their machetes, and Ikumfuna still had the pot of wine on his head. Right. At first, Ikumfuna had been frightened, but he wasn't frightened anymore because Okunku was walking right behind him. Ikumfuna felt safe. Okunku was like a real father to him. Ikumfuna had never liked his own father, and he had forgotten him after 3 years, but he loved Okunku. Suddenly, one of the men walking behind Ikumfuna made a noise in his throat. Ikumfuna looked around, and the man told him to walk on and not to look back. He spoke in a frightening voice. His voice made Ikumfuna's whole body go very cold. Ikumfuna became frightened. His hands shook a little as they held the pot of wine. Ikumfuna looked back again quickly. Okonko was not walking behind him now. He was right at the back of the line of men. Ikumfuna's legs began to shake. He was afraid to look back again. The man behind him raised his machete quietly and quickly and brought it down on Ikumfuna's head. Okonko heard the machete hit the pot of wine. The pot fell off Ikumfuna's head and broke on the ground. Okonko heard Ikumfuna cry out, "My father, they have killed me," Ikumfuna cried. Ikumfuna ran towards Okonko. Okonko was very afraid, but he raised his own machete and brought it down onto Ikumfuna's head and killed him. Right? Okonko didn't want to do this. He was very afraid, and he loved Ikumfuna, but he was afraid that his friends would think he was weak if he didn't kill Ikumfuna. Finish time, you write the time of finishing reading here. Right? And now you try to read as I have done. Try and record yourself while you are reading, and then send it to your colleagues to give you a review. Right? Next page, next exercise here. Let's read the exercise here. Let's read it. Comprehension. Decide if the sentences are true, you tick true or T, or false, you tick F as if it's false. Right? Okay, here. Right here. It's okay. Right? Let's read. Now, before I give you my correct answers, what you do, you switch off the video and write on your own sheet the correct answers. After you finish, you check it and then switch on the video. Now, switch off the video, switch it off. Number 1. Ikumfuna carried a pot of wine on his head. True. Number 2. At first, the men talked a lot, but later they became quiet. True. 3. Ikumfuna loved Okonko more than his real father. Yeah, it's true. Number 4, Ikumfuna felt afraid because Okonko was walking directly behind him. Actually, it's false. False. 5, before he was attacked, Ikumfuna seemed to have no idea that he was in danger before they attacked him. Right? False. False. Right? 6, Okonko was the first to attack Ikumfuna. No, 6, he wasn't the first. Right? False. 7, Ikumfuna tried to run away from Okonko. Right? False. He didn't try to run away from Okonko, no. 7, Ikumfuna, right, this one is finished. Number 7, false. Right? Number 8, in the end, Ikumfuna attacked Okonko. No, it's false as well. He didn't attack Okonko. 9, Okonko didn't want to kill Ikumfuna. Right? This is correct, true, yeah. He didn't want. But he was also afraid of the other men. 10, Okonko killed Ikumfuna because he was afraid of him. No, false. He wasn't afraid of him. Right, now check your answers. Summary completion. Complete the text with the words in the box. Here are the words. Read and complete. Right? Now before I give you my correct answers, what you do, you switch off the video, read on your sheet, complete the spaces. After you finish, you check, and then switch on the video and check your answers. Right, let me read now. Ikumfuna came to Okonko's village as punishment for an accidental death. Ikumfuna lived with Okonko and they were happy together. However, the village leaders decided that Ikumfuna should be killed. Right? The village men took him to the forest. Okay? They made him carry a pot of wine on his head. At first they were talking and laughing, but later they become very quiet. Ikumfuna felt very frightened, and his legs began to shake. Then a man struck Ikumfuna on his head with a knife. Ikumfuna, cried out to Okonko and ran towards him for help. Okonko was afraid that the other men would think he was weak. So Okonko killed Ikumfuna. Right? Let's see here what we have here. We have the answer key page for all the exercise, even the last exercise that we finished just now, which was the summary. And here, first exercise, pre-reading number 1, the answer key, the words, and comprehension 1, the table here, what did he steal, first time and second time. First time a music cassette, last or second time only a cassette, and so on. Comprehension 2 and 3, vocabulary Fox 1, vocabulary Fox 2, grammar, comprehension, and summary. Right? Okay, what else? And here, exercise for the summary. Disciplining children. Right? Number 1. The following are typical types of discipline and punishment parents use with their children in the West. Which ones are also common in your country, in Libya? Which ones? A, B, C, D, E, F. A. they give physical punishment, right? Hit or spank the child. Or B, give time out punishment. And what else? Make the child stand in a corner or sit quietly for up to 10 minutes. Or C, take away privileges and not allow the child to play with something or do something they like to do. For example, take away a video game console or not give pocket money. Or D, give extra chorus, right? Or give small jobs like cleaning and washing dishes. Or E, ground the children. Not allow the child to meet their friends and make the child come home directly after school. Or give a lecture and warning. Not give any punishment, just tell the child why the action was wrong and warn them not to do it again. Right? In Libya, if a child does something wrong, usually, not all of them, give physical punishment. It's what? To hit or spank the child. Yeah, most of Libyans, they do this. A. Exercise or question 2. Imagine you are a parent with the child. Decide which of the punishments above here you would give to your child if he, for example, if he was caught cheating on a test at school. Cheating at a test at school, I think in Libya these days, nothing here. Give a lecture? Maybe. Not give any punishment, just tell the child why the action was wrong. Maybe this only. But if the child got angry and hit his friend while playing at your house, maybe this also as well. F. Or if the child got in a fight with another child at school, right? Maybe this as well. Or if was caught shoplifting at a department store for the second time, maybe give physical punishment, hit or spank the child, maybe, yeah. Or if was caught stealing money from you, the same. A, give physical punishment, hit or spank. Or if the child refused to share his toys with his younger brother, right? Maybe C. Not allow the child to play with something or do something they like to do. Take away video game and so on. Maybe this one. Or if the child was told to study, but you find out she just chatted online with the friends or playing what we call it these days, PUBG. C. The same. Not allowed. Or if the child received very bad grades in school. Very bad grades in school. Maybe. Right? Give a lecture only. Not give any punishment, just tell the child why the action was wrong and warn the child not to do it again. Maybe. We stop here. This is the end for this lecture. Thank you very much. See you inshallah next lecture. Thank you. Goodbye.